but something needs to be done because this kid is still going to be walking around with this AK-47, which is a crazy gun to even have in a neighborhood. What are you? What he's only up to no good with the AK-47.
Oh, it's the favorite choice of serial killers everywhere.
Yeah. So when Isaiah Thomas leaves, he's going to target and kill someone else.
Yeah, that gun's going to be used in something.
It's going to be used in something else. So if you're not going to do it, it's only two choices I believe in my mind here. Either Isaiah Thomas and his friends, comrades, or he pays somebody, does something to that kid, all right, physically, harms him, or you get the police involved and get this kid locked up. These guys here, it sounds crazy, right? Because it's like, oh, you escape from prison and you go into a dumpster behind Dollar General. That's nuts. But I don't think that's that nuts. Because what are the odds they're going to look for me in a dumpster, behind Dollar General? I kind of think that was a decent idea. I know it was probably only one of their ideas, and the other guy just said okay. So now he's probably pissed at the other one. But I got to tell you, I think that's okay.
I think it's a horrible idea.
You think so?
Yeah. Number one, it's disgusting. Number two, you've literally put yourself in a box. Like you can't. There's no mobility there. You're static. You're in the dumpster. If they're tipped off, you're done. There's no options. Like you want to. I mean, if I'm on the run as an escaped inmate, I'm looking for like mobility, wide open spaces. Give me options, and I'm getting as far away from wherever I was as quickly as possible. So the likelihood of anybody recognizing me or whatever. Now, a prison break, you got to think. Okay, a local warning is going to go out. Here, these are the guys, and look for them. But the faster I get out of that range of that news, the better chance I have to sustain. I mean, you're static. You're in a dumpster. Like I don't like that at all.
I hear you, and the two guys with mobility still at large, so you got a point there.
I mean, that says it all, man.
You got a point there.
There's no coming back from that.
So yeah, you got a point there. You might be right, and maybe I'm one of the two that's back in prison, and you're still out,
and you're smelling like bad candy. Dollar General. What the hell?
Yeah. So, So we'll see. I want to see how they're going to get caught. The two. First of all, these are four young guys. They're between the ages of like 17 and 20.
Okay.
So they don't have any money. They don't have a lot of resources. So eventually they will get caught. But it'll be interesting to see how long they can stay out.
Yeah. But
honestly, can you screw a couple girls while you're out? Can you? Yeah. What can you do? What can you get done within this time?
But it's all about creating distance.
Yeah.
That has to be objective one. If you're gonna escape prison to go find your family and your friends, you're an idiot. Yeah. You deserve to get caught.
Yeah.
Like that's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, if the idea is I'm escaping prison and you need to start a new life. Yeah. Like you got to get the hell out of the area. Go to some place where you wouldn't be suspected and just meld in.
Yeah.
And then begin. And people have done this. I mean, the people have actually been on the run or escapees for long periods of time.
Being so young, you have to think you're still attached to your family a little bit. 18, 19, you got to hear from mama.
Yeah, but that's just not the move.
Yeah.
I mean, again, what do you want? Do you want an actual freedom, or do you want, to just bang a few chicks and get hauled out of a dumpster? I mean, you have to, you got to have a plan.
All right. Now, Isaiah Thomas.
So we'd say these two guys are crazy. They're two comrades, potential genius material.
Yeah. Potential. They're going to be the talk of the town in jail. Everybody's talking about him every day. And you have to sit there and listen to those guys talk about him.
Run, Forrest, run.
Too crazy, too not crazy.
Why do you think Forrest Gump ran? He knew what was up.
He ran out of those leg braces he had.
Yeah.
Former basketball player Isaiah Thomas
Wasn't he on a roster like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, Phoenix.
Let's not dismiss him as
Phoenix.
former player.
No, you're right. He made his way back to the league because he was fighting to get back in the league, and he got a 10-day contract, and then was held on
into the end of the year, right?
Turned into a playoff. He was on the playoff roster. Didn't get to play, but he was on the roster, so that's good.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, for sure. Now he went back to his hometown, where he's been labeled a hometown hero. So he's done a lot in this neighborhood. He's spent a lot of money. He's done stuff with kids. And, of course, he's a former basketball star from that neighborhood. Says a kid pulled out an AK-47 on him and his friends when he was back in that neighborhood. And one of the kids, the guy with the gun was with, recognized Isaiah Thomas. And Isaiah feared for his life, feared that he would have ended, Isaiah and Isaiah's friend's life if the guy didn't recognize him as Isaiah Thomas. Now, no news has been reported that Isaiah has, of course, done anything to this kid, A, or B, even reported it to the police. He just let it go.
Yeah, which is the move.
Is that the move?
100% the move.
I disagree. I fully disagree. I get it. I understand, as a troubled youth, that's the last thing you need to do is involve the police. But something needs to be done. Because this kid is still going to be walking around with this AK-47, which is a fucking crazy gun to even have in a neighborhood. He's only up to no good with the AK-47.
Oh, it's the favorite choice of serial killers everywhere.
Yeah. So when Isaiah Thomas leaves, he's going to target and kill someone else.
Yeah, that gun's going to be used in something.
It's going to be used in something else. So if you're not going to do it, it's only two choices, I believe, in my mind here. Either Isaiah Thomas and his friends, comrades, or he pays somebody, does something to that kid, all right, physically, harms him, or you get the police involved and get this kid locked up. He shouldn't be a part of society. And if he is going to be a part of society, give him an ass whipping or something worse.
No. Okay. Couple things. You're Isaiah Thomas. You're a hooper. You're not a gangster, presumably.
Right.
You had this encounter, and Lou Will had a similar encounter.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, your celebrity, that you earned, gets you out of the situation. Be thankful. Do not get into the situation where you're now trying to pass out justice. Because then the next time you're never getting a pass. Somebody somewhere is going to get you, if that's the thing. Because who do you think is around that kid? Other morons with guns. That's not the move. So as Isaiah, individual person, I'm not in favor of him seeking retribution, sending a crew of guys after this kid. That just perpetuates the cycle of violence. I do agree that guy, basically continues to pose imminent danger to somebody in the community. And I agree that it's ridiculous that he has an AK-47. Again, though, that's what our country allows. That's what our country is okay with. And as long as this country is okay with this, you're going to pay a cost in blood. That's as simple as that. I'm not okay with it. I want it to stop. But the majority of these people are in favor of this. And you're going to pay the cost in blood. That's the cost that you are accepting with your Second Amendment. It's the cost you're accepting with ineffective laws. It's the cost you're accepting to be some fucking, dude with a bunch of weapons. If that means that much to you, you're willing to watch others die. So don't be a hypocrite now and act like it matters. Tipping off the police, getting involved in that on a personal level is ugly. Because, again, that might be as bad or worse as getting the retribution yourself. Because you're going to have to go and testify, assuming they find this kid. And everyone's going to know it's you and him. And his buddies are still going to know it's you and him. And to me, you're in the same position as if you went and got the retribution yourself. That's kind of where we're at with that. And I'm not putting myself in harm's way for that. I'm taking my pass and happy to have it, and I'm moving on. Because until we as a country want to get serious about gun control and changing laws and doing things that will actually reduce gun violence, this is what we accept.
Yeah. All right. All right. So Isaiah's not crazy for you. I call him a little crazy.
Nah, I mean he played it right,
Yeah.
and we know he played it right because he's here to tell the story.
Yeah. He's still here to tell the
So
story.
I say not crazy at all.
And for the formidable future here.
Yeah.
Until he gets to be 69 or 70 years old.
And no, I don't want people to carry shanks like the Brits. I'm just not a gun and violence guy, you know. And I think a lot of the gun and violence, guns and violence, it's our stupid laws that are ineffective, and embrace this, but it's also arises from the inequity and injustice of our society.
Yeah.
You have people that are disenfranchised. You have people that don't trust the justice system, and rightly so. And you have people that don't have hope in any meaningful way, in any pathway that's not illegal. And when you allow that to happen, you invite violence. And it's a cycle because you have, you know, whatever, some guy in the hood with a gun and sticking people up or whatever. And then what that breeds is some white guy in the suburb wanting 4 or 5 guns because he's afraid that something's going to happen to him, you know, in his gated community. You know, it's just a cycle of fear that we perpetuate because we're too stupid to see bigger.
No, that's true. That's true. All righty here. Once again, you guys are on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. Don't forget we're available on all podcast streaming platforms, including on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I know I always say it, and I say it really fast. But really, if you like the video, that helps us. At the very least, if you're watching, you can hit a like. That really helps us in the algorithm, things like that. If you share it, that's a plus. We appreciate that as well. But liking is takes half a second, and you're already watching, whatever.
Yeah.
So appreciate that. All right. Really quick here to give a quick shout out, Royal13thebrand.com. Again, it's his birthday, okay? Use promo code Bubba Pink. Be fresh here for the summer. Get all your stuff, Royal13thebrand.com. Happy birthday, my man, True. All right. Young black business owner. All righty. Let's see here.